Kevin? Hello, Katt.
I'm surprised they invited me. That's how little star power you have. They had to start inviting your enemies.
The crowd erupts. The internet goes into a frenzy. And for one brief, almost surreal moment, it feels like everything is perfectly fine. Like this is simply two comedians sharing a stage, doing what they do best. But then something shifts. Something nobody saw coming. And Katt Williams, the man who spent a decade building the argument that Kevin Hart was a fraud, a puppet, a manufactured product of the industry, reaches out and shakes his hand.
We have an opportunity in real time, this is live television, to put our fucking beef behind us. I am offering you an olive branch of peace. I want to be a brother. I want to be a friend. Katt, I want to move on. Can we move on, man? Can we move on?
That was Katt Williams in January 2024, just 11 months before he walked into that Netflix roast. So which version of Katt Williams is real? And does he owe everyone who believed him a genuine apology? Here's what nobody is connecting. You cannot understand what happened at that roast without understanding what Katt spent years constructing. This was not impulsive. Katt Williams built a case, deliberate, specific, against Kevin Hart. Since 2014, a full decade, always pointing in one direction. It started subtle, small references in his sets, but the comedy world heard it. Then 2016 came, and subtlety was gone. Katt called Kevin Hart a puppet, not a rival. A puppet, controlled, manufactured, then put $5 million on the table. A head-to-head comedy battle. Let the crowd decide who's real. Kevin never responded. That silence was louder than anything he could have said. Real competitors show up. Kevin didn't. In 2016, Katt actually walked it back, apologized publicly for calling Kevin out by name. But that apology reveals something. That's not reckless behavior. That's someone who genuinely wrestled with going public, pulled back, and still couldn't shake the feeling something was deeply wrong. That frustration went underground. And for 8 more years, it kept building. Then January 2024, Katt sat with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay and constructed a case that Hollywood hadn't seen in a long time.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got...
Katt wasn't throwing a personal jab. He was attacking the foundation of Kevin Hart's entire origin story. The kid from Philly, humble beginnings, grinding on stages nobody cared about, putting in work until the world had no choice but to notice. It's a beautiful story. And Katt was saying, with specifics, it doesn't add up. Kevin claims he was grinding the East Coast circuit, but during that same window he was already in LA, with a network sitcom and a film called Soul Plane in essentially his first year. Has any comedian ever landed in LA and within 1 year had a sitcom and a major film? Or does that sound like someone who arrived with a door already opened? The most explosive claim, Katt alleged that for 5 consecutive years every major comedy film on Kevin's resume was first offered to Katt. He turned them down. He wanted script changes, refused certain stereotypes, wouldn't compromise who he was. Studios said no. Those same scripts, unchanged, went straight to Kevin Hart. Kevin's question has never been answered. Not whether he worked hard, but who opened those doors, and what did he agree to in order to walk through them. Katt wasn't the only legend pointing that direction. Eddie Murphy said something that turned heads when asked about Kevin supposedly breaking his box office record. Nobody expected that response. Then the Diddy footage surfaced, and everything shifted weight. In 2010, Kevin hosted a party in Las Vegas for Diddy. Nobody thought twice then, but re-watched recently, people saw it differently. A small dark bathroom, women in bikinis, candles. Something feels deeply off. One woman's hair catches fire. Kevin's reaction? Laughter. No alarm. Nobody helps her. There's another moment where Kevin tells the camera to stay away from a specific area. No explanation, just don't film there. Kevin Hart has not been accused of any crime at that party, but Diddy is now facing federal charges for events allegedly like that one. Kevin wasn't just a guest, he was the host. And when reporters asked about his Diddy connection, silence. Every time. In public relations, silence is never accidental. Then there's Monique. In 2021, she went on Kevin's podcast, vulnerable, open, career frozen, family struggling, needing someone in her corner. Kevin stepped up, called her family, personally called Tyler Perry on her behalf. Offered to partner, executive produce. He was fully in. Monique believed him. He made an actual phone call. She told her Endemol producers. Everyone got excited. Kevin had even lent her money, which she paid back with interest. She held up every part of her end. 2 weeks later, Kevin's manager called Endemol. Kevin was out. Monique called Kevin directly. She got, "We'll talk Tuesday, don't worry about it." That was over 2 years ago. She hasn't heard from him since.
The idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And I feel like if I engage, it makes it look like I got a problem. And I don't.
Kevin Hart talks constantly about being the bigger man, staying above it, carrying no beef. But Monique would have something to say about that. Some believe the answer is Oprah and Tyler Perry. If Kevin's career depends on their good graces, helping the woman they blacklisted is career suicide. So Kevin made promises he either couldn't keep or never planned to. Either way, that's a betrayal. To a woman already fighting from her knees. Now here's where we must be honest, because this isn't only about Kevin Hart. Katt Williams has explaining to do. While positioning himself as Hollywood's last honest voice, Katt was signing Netflix special after Netflix special. The same Netflix he implied was controlling Kevin like a puppet. He pointed to Kevin's Netflix deals as proof Kevin was owned, but Katt himself kept stacking deals with that exact platform. And his reason for appearing at the roast? Strictly for the money. The man who turned down roles because he had standards showed up to Kevin Hart's roast for a check. That is not a joke. That is a confession. You cannot call someone a corporate creation and cash a check from his corporate event and ask us to believe you still have a soul.
Well, there's a lot of people that if the government can make life easier, a lot of people have it hard, right? So the government, I think it is.
Right.
Look
That's the whole thing is it's never been difficult at any point in history.
Katt shook his hand. The man who called Kevin a puppet, who challenged him to a $5 million battle, who dismantled his origin story, just shook his hand on live television. A roast gives everyone cover. Maybe the jokes were real, but the handshake was business. But the millions who believed Katt weren't watching a performance. They were watching their truth teller stand in front of the man he spent years exposing and make peace. In the real world, when you expose a powerful system, they erase you. But with Katt, the system did the reverse. They amplified him, made him bigger, and that should make you think. The most effective controlled opposition isn't silence. It's someone who says everything, but only what they're permitted to say, only what can be denied. Katt gave voice to what millions were already thinking. He became the release valve. The industry needed somewhere for the pressure to go. So they gave you Katt Williams. They gave you a hero. People built their understanding of this industry on his testimony. And now Katt is at the roast, laughing, shaking hands, telling us he was there for the check. That line got a laugh. It should have gotten outrage. And if the money was enough to move him, what else has been?
Hello guys, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. My name is Vasu and I'm my channel's name is Play Console. I am requesting you to share, like, and follow my channel. I will upload on my channel daily celebrity news and stand-up controversy and episode review of Katt Williams, Kevin Hart, Rogan, and many other all black celebrities. And I'm requesting you that follow my channel, subscribe my channel, like my channel, and share my videos with a like of your own favorite celebrities. That's why I'm requesting you like to subscribe to my channel and not to get into public activities and something which you will not support. Remember to subscribe my channel. My channel name is Play Platform and I upload film videos on my channel. And that video is my favorite comedy. Also Kevin Hart artist. Uncollectible versus artist is really good. And they do their paper to entertain all of us. That's why I will fond of that celebrity and that kind of comedy. So I request to you enjoy, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.